recording now. I didn't finish and then wonder. So we're talking about recruiting. And I didn't record the first 10 minutes, so I'll just have to add some stuff in on the end. But going back to my story. So I made a hobbyist paycheck. I worked my business like a hobbyist, and I made a hobbyist paycheck. That's basically what it came down to. I would tell people about the opportunity. I would bring a basket party to work. In my mind, I'm really working it, right? I would talk about Scentsy when it was convenient. That was my scope, right? And like I said, in my mind, I was working a couple hours a week at Scentsy. My paychecks weren't bad. They were $200 or $300. It was life-changing for us at that moment. But what I did not realize at that time, that if I really started treating Scentsy as a business, those paychecks would grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And so the first mind switch I had for that is when my upline, which a lot of you are probably tired of hearing this, but there's a lot of new ones on here that might have never heard this, but my sister-in-law is Allison Dalkey, and she came up to me and she said she was quitting her teaching job, and she showed me her paycheck. Her paycheck for 1 month with Scentsy was about 2 months worth of a teaching income. It was a lot.
Wow.
And that was 6 months in. And I was like, what in the heck? Like, I'm over here like selling stuff here. I'm selling $500 or $600 a month, selling $800 a month, not doing too shabby. Right. But I was working it to a point. I was working it within my comfort zone. I was going to the people that were for sure yeses. I was going to the people who I knew wouldn't turn me down or ignore me. They may say not now, but I was going to the for sure's, right, in my comfort bubble, and she was over here going way beyond, and her paychecks were way beyond. So I just told her I want to do that. And so that's when she emphasized, you have to build a team. If you're a team of one, your paycheck is only going to be so much, right? If you're a team, if you grow your team with Scentsy's compensation plan, once you hit that director paycheck, that's really when things really, really begin to grow. And so I kind of ran with that. And I at first told her I'm probably going to be a really, really bad recruiter. So she also told me I needed to have parties. So I said, let's just go the party route. Nancy Ledford was my first home party. You guys, thank goodness she booked a party because she was my first one. And I was like shaking at her party. I mean, I was probably looking back really bad at it, but we sold a lot. She joined, right? And after that, I realized, wow, like this is pretty cool. I can make a lot more money by getting people to join. And it's a lot more fun to have people to do this with, right? So at that point, I switched my mind completely from selling. I said, you know what? I could give two craps whether I sell 1,000 a month. I got to sell at least 500, but I'm going to focus all my energy on telling everyone they should join my team. So I literally, anyone that would talk to me, oh yeah, you don't want to clean up poop anymore? Like at the hospital, you should join my Scentsy team. Oh yeah, you're a patient and you just lost your job and you're in ICU. When you get out, do you want to join my team? I mean, literally everyone, right? And I was so enthusiastic and so passionate about it that attracted people. So it was A, a lot harder for them to turn me down, right? But B, people are looking for good these days. People are looking for something to be drawn to because there's so much negative, there's so much judging, there's so much just crap in the world right now that people want to be a part of something bigger and exciting and fun. And so I recruited housekeepers at Mercy. I recruited Starbucks baristas. I recruited anyone that would talk to me. I would show them Scentsy. I would spray Scentsy. I would spray money. I would have it in my car. I'd go through the drive-through and spray a couple room sprays real quick and then pull through. Wow, you smell amazing. Oh yeah, that's Scentsy. Here's some information. And so I live and breathe Scentsy. And from my first recruit, Nancy, to that, Nancy, what month did you join? May of 2008? I think she's probably still having issues. I believe it was May of 2008 that she joined.
I think that's right.
I think that's right too. So I hit Superstar Director October of 2009. And I will tell you, I was recruiting 5, 6, 7 a month. Now, I will put a disclaimer. Back then, no one knew about Scentsy. So yeah, I had that on my side. I'm not saying that it was harder or easier because there were people that joined when I joined in '07 that fizzled off or that are still director, not still, but they've been in for a long time, or they're a star consultant or things like that. So, you really had to work it. But I have been seeing people. I just had a girl underneath Delinda Lida up in Tulsa triple promote from lead.
I saw that. Oh
Yes.
gosh.
So it is possible, you guys. But you
Yeah.
know what she's doing? She's living and breathing Scentsy. She goes through
Mm-hmm.
drive-through. She hands out samples. She walks in a grocery store. She's in line behind a couple people. She sprays Scentsy room spray. She's intentionally putting on lotion, Scentsy lotion, while she's getting her nails done. What is that scent? Well, here's a sample. And so the difference between someone that is really wanting to make it a business paycheck versus a hobby paycheck is you have to be out there living and breathing Scentsy, and it can't just be it can't just be my husband's being crazy. It can't just be a hobbyist thing. You can't work it in your comfort zone. You can't just sell to the people that you know. If you're selling to the for sure thing, or you're trying to recruit the for sure thing, you're doing a disservice to yourself. When you start hearing no, not now, I'm not interested. To me, I'm like, heck yeah, girl, you're working it. That means you're getting turned down. You're asking people that you don't know the for sure answer. You're stepping outside that comfort zone. And if you want to make the big paychecks, you got to do that. So I remember, now this is just numbers, and I'm going to put the income disclosure with all of this. But so in general, Cincy wide, the average director paycheck is $1,500 to $2,500. Now, someone like Nancy's that's been around for a long time, she's got a broad base of frontline. Hers could be more than that, right? And people that have directors underneath them, it can be more than that. That's just the average, 1,500 to 2,500. Star director is around 6,000 to 8,000. Star director is just, you have two frontline people you recruited that are directors. Okay. And then superstar director, this is where it varies a lot. I mean, I think the median for a superstar director is around, I want to say like 12 to 13,000 a month. But there's ones that make less, and there's ones that make 100,000 a month. So
I mean, unbelievable.
Yes, varies greatly. So I want to say my first check as a superstar director, because I remember calling my sister and crying, October of 2009, I made an $8,000 paycheck.
Wow.
2009, yeah. And I remember thinking, wow, like this is just tears flowing, and just thinking how incredible this was, right? And just the blessing of it. Just, you think back of all the things of, if they wouldn't have happened this way or that way, like where would you be at right now? Like, in the world that we're in right now, my husband and I are both nurses, and I'm sure you guys saw my Facebook. He was forced to quit because he didn't feel the vaccine was right for him. And, just all that experience down the drain with them, and that was his family since college. And so I just told him the other day, I said, thank you, God, for watching out for us and realizing that back then that he put Scentsy in our life, because if not, we would both be 12-hour shift nurses working through COVID with new baby. And, I think the scariest part, not losing his job, because I've gotten a lot of messages of people that want to hire him, but yeah, I think the craziest thing about that whole thing is, when we had McKinley, she was 3/3/2020. So she was the week before hospitals shut down and places shut down. And here he was, she was 3 weeks old, and he was taking care of fresh COVID ICU, risking his life because we didn't know, risking baby girl's life because we didn't know how she would do, and just putting himself in a situation just, to get thrown out there. That's a different story. We won't get into, but my point is, I thank Jesus every day that he's given us these blessings, if not for the, but just for the different way of life, the different, just the blessings it's brought to us from all that. It's incredible. And there's no reason why you guys can't take part in that fruitful blessing that I fully believe that God put this company in your business or in your life for a reason. Whether you're religious or not, you're in Scentsy for a reason. It might be to inspire someone else. Yeah. It might be that your life in this next year is going to change drastically, and you're going to promote to director. You're going to make that $2,500 a month, and you're going to work from home because you had to quit your job too, or, whatever it may be. Maybe you get COVID and get really sick, and it's something that you're going to be able to do from home because you've worked your buns off to grow this establishment and this business. So It really is a blessing. It really is. And if you're brand new on here and you're thinking about joining, or you are joining soon, guys, there is limitless,
Mhm.
limitless opportunities. Um, direct sales is one of the only things where you set your own limit. You are
Mhm.
your own limit, not me,
Oh, yeah.
Nancy, not Cindy, not Candy.
Mhm.
You are the only person that stops yourself from making a bigger paycheck. You can
Yep.
keep yourself in your friendly bubble, right?
Mhm.
Or you can
Right.
push yourself outside your comfort zone. And I mean, the
Mhm.
sky is the limit. That is so cool. I was talking to Crystal when we first got on, and she was telling me she lives by Dallas. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like people would die to live by a big suburb like that where you can go and there's thousands and thousands of people there. It's just
Mhm.
limitless, the opportunities. And it just takes recruiting one rock star. My sister, so she's Christy Pollock. She's a superstar director as well. And she's been in for a long time, and she's has 3 frontline directors. And I keep telling her, girl, you got to keep working it. You got to keep putting the opportunity, because she hasn't had a superstar director paycheck in years.
Mhm.
And she called me the other day and she said, I just recruited she's got a life coach. I just recruited
Mhm.
a life coach. She's going to kick butt. Well, she just signed up last week. She has 5 recruits. This girl is going to be the magic sauce that gets her to superstar director. And it just took Christy
Wow.
finding her.
Mhm.
But there's
Yep.
people like that out there. This girl lives in a small Oklahoma town, you guys,
Mhm.
smaller than Hobart. It just takes getting people like that in your team. They are out there.
Mhm.
It's like Belinda's girl that is joined. She's in Tulsa. She jumped 3 levels from lead to director in
I
1
know.
month.
Crazy.
You just got to have hope. Like if you've been stuck for a while, maybe you're brand new and you're thinking, well, it's going to take me a really, really long time to get to where they're at. No, it didn't have to.
Mhm.
If you
No.
live, breathe Scentsy, you hand it out wherever you go, you talk about it wherever you go. People laugh at me, like my friends, because I've been on this recruiting kick and I've gotten more recruits in the last few months than I have in probably the last year. And
Mhm.
but I've just been living and breathing. Anyone that'll talk to me, I'll bring them Scentsy. I'll talk about Scentsy. I've been bringing. I My son had his baseball practice the other day, and it was a new team, and so I brought my basket testers, and I just put them out there. I said, "Okay, who wants to smell? Oh, we're doing this? Yeah, well, come smell. It was a couple $100, And it's just they didn't ask me to bring it, but I brought it. Right? I had to deliver Scentsy, so I delivered some to my other son's game tonight, and of course, I packed extra catalogs and some laundry samples and I handed out to everyone in those stadiums. And I guarantee you I got a few new customers. So it's just, I could have easily gone to that game, come home, right? Not said a word, not brought samples, assumed they probably know someone, right? I mean,
You're
there's
right.
3 superstar directors within 15 minutes, and less than that, 10 minutes of me, right?
Mhm.
Amy Mark Charles, Jana Holcomb, and me. I live in a
Yeah.
town that we don't even have a stoplight. Okay. So it's really, I mean, I know you guys, some of you guys can understand that. And so like just the other day we call it DG Dollar General, the DG here in town. I was at DG and the lady that was checking me out was so sweet. And I was like, I've never seen you. Are you new here? Because, small town, we know everyone. And she was like, yeah, I just started last week. And I was like, girl, I got some Scentsy for you. So I gave her some Scentsy. She was like, oh my gosh, I'm addicted to this stuff. And I was like, well, do you have a consultant? She's like, no. So, okay, well, I'll be your consultant and I think you should join my team. Should? I said, yeah. I give out a free kit about, 2 or 3 times a month. Give me your information. I'm going to hit you up next time I have a free kit. So she gave me her email, her address, her phone number, everything. And so just stuff like that. I could have gone to DG. I could have checked out. Like I said, hi to the new girl, right? Assumed she already had a consultant because she lives in my town, right? She lives
Mhm.
in Piedmont, but she doesn't. She doesn't know anyone that sells.
Wow.
And so it's a
That's awesome.
complete mindset. I just went to Boise, Idaho for our Superstar Director Summit. Guys, Meridian, where the warehouse is at, right? The warehouse. I recruited my Uber driver.
That's awesome.
There. Yes. And people from there, they're like, oh, everyone knows about it. No, they don't, ma'am. They do not know about it. My Uber driver knows no one. She's a dental hygienist. She Uber drives on the weekends. She said she has never been given a sample. She doesn't know anyone that sells. And
Oh my gosh.
she joined my team the next day. She just put in her first order the end of the month. And she's pumped. But you guys,
Wow.
before I went on that trip, I knew we were going to be Ubering. I knew we were going to be at hotels. I packed 10 recruiting packets, and my recruiting packets are literally catalogs, which I use full size. You could use the showcase brochures. I bring the laundry samples just because they don't melt. I'll bring scent circles, right? And then I have a postcard that has my story on it and a picture of my kids. I've got 100 left. I have to get rid of them so I can add baby girl. Get rid of that because all my like, just throw them out. I'm like, but there's 100 of them. I mean, because last time I ordered like 500 and I shouldn't have ordered that much bulk. But I probably do need to add baby girl.
The sticker over on there.
Yeah, I should put a little sticker face on there, right? But you know, like things like that, you guys, there's no reason why you guys can't do any of that. Go on Vistaprint tonight, put a cute picture of yourself, right? And put your story why you joined. It's gonna hit with someone. Maybe it's so you're not living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe it's so it can pay for your gas bill. Maybe it can be so you can eventually quit your job. Whatever it is, put your information, your website, print it out, send it to CVS, send it to Walgreens, and get that out and start handing that out as a recruiting tool to people. You know, no matter big or small your town, you're gonna find soon enough. You probably already have, but those that are working it are gonna get the people. So I'll tell you, since it's the 2009, our biggest paycheck has been $36,000 in 1 month.
Wow.
In 1 month. So pretty much my whole nursing income for a year.
Yeah.
In 1 month. And I don't
It's a
say
game
that.
changer.
Yes. I don't say that to brag. I don't say that. I just say that because that's possible. I was looking back at 2013, 2014, because the workstation doesn't go before that on paychecks. And so I was just looking back at 2013 and 14. So 2014, I'd been a consultant for 7 years, right? You would think, man, she's probably plateaued a little bit, right? Some of you guys have been in for, Candy, how long have you been in?
This is my 11th year.
11th year. Okay. So someone might think, okay, well, you've been in 11 years. You're probably going to plateau in your income wise, right? So in 2013 and 14, I was just looking before, my biggest paycheck was about 13,000. So I was 7 years in. Okay.
Wow.
Fast forward a couple more years, I think like around year 11, right? That almost doubled my biggest paycheck. So it can happen whether you've been in, you know, a month, 2 months, 10 years, 11 years. There's no reason. The only reason that paycheck is going to stand still is if you stand still, right? No other reason. The only reason, only way it's going to stand still is if you just quit. If you stop working it, if you quit working
That's it, really.
Yeah, it totally is. And it's all up to you, and it's who you get. And if you don't have the rock stars you have on your team now, go find them, right? If you don't have, if you want to promote so bad, you can just taste it and feel it, and you see people promoting, or maybe you're brand new and you're like, I want that. I want that. I want to make the 2,500 a month. I want to make the 5,000 one day. Gosh, I would love to make a doctor's income working from home for myself. It's possible. Now, that might take you 5 or 6 years from now. It might, if you're brand new beginning, but I guarantee you it's going to take a lot less than if you were to go to doctorate school. If you really hit hard every single month. It happens. I see it happen. I had a girl, let's see, you know, Chelsea Barnett. She promoted from just joining, so those of you that are brand new, to director, I believe in 4 months, right? She is doing incredible things. She's only been a consultant for a couple years. She will be at the top of the company. Now, it might be another couple years, but she's told me some of her paychecks, and they are about star director paychecks some months.
Wow.
That is she was in the hospital with her son. When he was first born, he would throw up everything and wasn't gaining weight, and it was failure to thrive. His little name's Jeter. He's so cute. And she was recruiting nurses.
Wow.
He was there for like a week, and I think she recruited like 4 nurses. She had parties booked. Yeah. But that's just the difference in someone that is just going about their life and talking about it when it's convenient, or going about their life and living and breathing Scentsy. And I don't mean you have to do it 40 hours a day. I don't mean that. I just mean give yourself the opportunity to grow your team and to grow customers. Talk about it when you go to the grocery store. Yeah, you might see that same clerk there you've seen for the last 2 years. He may have no clue you do Scentsy. You may go to the bank and see the tellers and see, well, I saw Scentsy up there 5 years ago. Okay, so I'm sure they already know something. That person probably quit. So do you have a consultant? Can I bring samples up here? I'll leave it with you guys for a couple days. I'm putting in an order. Let me know if you're interested. Oh my gosh, you love Scentsy, you're an addict. Hey, I give away a free kit every so often. You want me to take your
Mhm.
name down? I can holler at you next time I have a free kit. Well, sure. Okay, I'm going to put you in my little black book right here. I'm going to let you know when I get that free kit. So it's just living. The difference in a hobbyist and business is living and breathing Scentsy or working it whenever it's
Mhm.
convenient, and that is totally the difference. There's no, you guys on here. You're on here obviously for a reason. You want more. You want more for your paycheck.
Mhm.
You want more for your life.
Yeah.
You want more for your kids, maybe your grandkids. You want more, right? And
Mhm.
you are the only person that is going to hold you back from that. Nancy's not.
Mhm.
Your small town with no stoplights not going to hold you back from that, right?
Mhm.
Um, like I said, your upline won't hold you back from that. Your busyness in life won't hold you back from that. Your crazy kid
Mhm.
schedule. I mean, I know that some of you have crazier schedules than I do, but we are going both, with 3 kids and, all active sports, football to baseball for that kid, to football for the other kid, for baseball for the other kid. It's a tug of war all the time. So I have to plan ahead, right? I can't always fly by the seat of my pants. If I know I'm going to be going somewhere or going to a birthday party for my kids, do you want to bet that I'm going to bring Scentsy? Well, yeah,
Right.
right. That
Mhm.
is the biggest marketing tool. I just went to Jump Zone for one of my son's friend's birthday. You know what he got? He got money with a buddy clip. All right. And he opened that in front of everyone. And all the kids, they were, anywhere from their a joint birthday party. So the 6-year-old and the 8-year-old, you would have thought that was like the coolest. They're all sniffing in. I'm sure they're getting their nasty germs. I didn't think about that ahead of time. But like just from that. And so, you know what I did? I brought catalogs because I knew people were going to ask about it. Are these still for sale? How much are these? Well, they're $15. And yes, they are. Here's that catalog. Go to my website. There's some stuff under clearance, blah, 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 blah. I had 2 orders from that birthday party on my website.
That's
So,
great.
Awesome.
but it's just the difference. Like it is the difference in living and breathing and being excited and passionate about something
Mhm.
and just going about your
Mhm.
day and, oh, it's convenient. Here's a catalog.
Mhm.
Oh that smells good. Here's a catalog. I mean, I even
Mhm.
put like, on my, we have a little basket for UPS, Amazon drivers, all that. We put snacks and we put drinks in it too. And then
Mhm.
I'll even put on there, like, ask me about my Scentsy or my free Scentsy. And then sometimes they'll knock and I'll give them a scent circle, give them a catalog, talk to them about it. So you can do stuff like that. Whenever this holiday season is approaching, one of the biggest things you can do is get the whip box every month,
Mhm.
go live, do a story about it, unbox it in front of everyone, talk about all the people they could buy this for. Say, oh, let me
Mhm.
show you this month's whiff box. Okay. Spoiler alert. I'm going to open it up. This has a fragrance flower. These are incredible for teachers who aren't allowed to plug stuff in because it uses electricity, which is really dumb. I wouldn't say that, but between me, you guys, but
Mhm.
go through the box. Like, you guys, this is a great gift to send to that uncle or aunt you don't know what to buy for. This is a great
Mhm.
gift for a teacher. They get to experience all this cool stuff. So what I would do, order the whip box, make that your first live. Make that one thing that you do consistently every month is you open up and you share the whip box
Mhm.
every month. Right. And then if Cindy said, oh man, that whip box is awesome, I want to get that for myself. Well, you could just sign up for Scentsy Club. It'll auto ship it to you every month, and it's just a box full of surprises. What?
Mhm.
And then you turned this live video you're doing every month. And if you're too scared to do lives, shoot a little video of the box, right? And then do it as a boomerang, or, put it on your story on Facebook, put it on Instagram,
Mhm.
that kind of thing. But things like that you do consistently, Candy has a ton of orders in, right? One thing she could do is go live and unbox it and show excitement, right? And be like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, you guys, I am so pumped this order came in, and then start going through, oh my gosh, I have to let me show you this new warmer that just came out. Take it out of the box. Live videos are going to attract way more people, and stories. If you guys haven't noticed, if you're not
Mhm.
using the story section on Facebook, start using that for business. Start opening packages
Yeah.
on the story. Start squirting a boomerang of hand soap in your story. I've gotten more orders from my story than just from one post saying who needs Scentsy, or, showing off
Yeah.
Scentsy or something like that.
Mhm.
So live videos and stories are really where it's at. So if you really started honing in on that with Christmas coming up, maybe it's that
Mhm.
you do 10 days of Christmas in October, or
Mhm.
7
Good
days of
idea.
Christmas in October. Yeah. And every day you're going to showcase on live a different product, or
Mhm.
on your story a different product. That's
Yeah.
great for Christmas gifts under $30, right? So 7 days of Christmas under $30, right? And
That's a
then
good
the
idea.
first day you can put a little basket together, and then you can talk about it. And like I said, you could even just do a story and then say, stay tuned for tomorrow. And then day 2, show the soak. What I love to do is show people from Hobby Lobby, get those little plastic containers of the that you can get with little scoopers, and
Oh,
put
yeah.
soak in
That's
it.
what I have in my bathroom.
Yep. So I just did a live a couple weeks ago where I talked about the soak and how they're great teacher gifts because it's only $12 for 2 pounds. It has Epsom salt and Himalayan salt. And I opened it and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I poured it in the thing and I put a little scooper and I was like, and I got this jar for half off, or I think it was like 40% off on their sale. So it was like $4. So this teacher gift right there was less than $20. How incredible is that? And I showed it. You know how many I sold after that live video?
I can imagine.
After my story video, I think I ended up totally selling at the total selling 12.
Oh,
Just for one
That's
wow.
awesome.
story, one video in my story, you guys, and then I can see every person that's watching it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then people that didn't comment, I can go back there and say, hey, did you want one of these? I saw you loved it. So, but just things like that. If you did a 7 days until Christmas, and then as you see people are getting more and more addicted, and that's when you say, hey, you've ordered twice now in the last 2 months, just join my team. I give a free kit out, twice a month, or, at least once a month. I'll give you that free kit if you want to join my team. So it's all just living and breathing Scentsy. It's hard to even, I think you guys are getting the concept, but the more you do that on a daily basis, a weekly basis, the more you're going to attract people that want to join. And they're not all going to work, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get someone that you're just so excited about and they do nothing, right? And then you're going to get someone else that you're like, oh, I didn't think they'd amount to much. And here they are, they're directors in 2 months, right? So you just never know. And that's why you can never prejudge who you recruit. If you're brand new to, people sometimes get intimidated in recruiting their best customers. Those are your best recruits, your best customers. It is 20 times easier to get a new customer than it is to get a recruit. So if you think you have a customer that loves Scentsy, mention it to them. I have this one girl in Hawaii that I've worked on for years. She's going to join my team. She doesn't know it, but eventually she's going to care and join my team. But she's someone that she loves Scentsy. She's mentioned it before and then went back, and I'm going to keep working on her. It's always a not now with her. I have another customer, Carolyn, that's actually doing an online party for me as we speak. She's done a couple home parties. I've worked at recruiting her. I haven't been successful yet, but I'm going to try again with this party. She orders from me. She's a Scentsy Club member, and she orders, I think hers is set up for every other month. And so I already told my husband that I'm going to add up all of her orders, and whenever we close her party, because it will be over 500, I'm sure, I'm going to tell her how much she spent last year. Or how much she would have made. I'll do that, not spent. How much she would have made last year. And so your best customers can be your best recruits. So recruit them, because if you don't, someone else will. So if you're like, yeah, she's got 8 kids and 2 jobs and she would never want to join. You would be shocked. You would be shocked by the people who join my team and rock their business, because some of them I'm like, she's an overthinker. I don't think she's going to do that good. And then she kills it. So you just never know. Don't limit yourself to, I don't think they'd be good, or judging them, or I don't want to lose them as a customer, or she hosts about twice a year, 3 times a year. I don't want to lose that because I don't think she'd do much as a consultant. You don't know that, right? And like I said, if you don't give them that opportunity, someone's going to come along that will, Brenda may come along and steal them, or Jocelyn or Kira, you don't know. Right. So you always have to at least plant that seed with people, and then, see what happens. And then the other big point that I wanted to make, let me look at my notes, because I totally went off that, is, excuse me, is to, where did I put that last note I was going to talk about? Oh, diary of the mouth.
Yes.
Yes.
Guilty.
Are you guilty of it, Cindy?
Guilty.
Okay.
At times, yes. Because you get so excited,
Less is more. Think about that. Less is more. Now, you want people to see.
Hey, guys. I'm just going to say bye really quick. We're going to go to the concert.
All right, bye, Megan. Have so much fun.
Bye.
Bye, girl. So diary of the mouth. A lot of people have it where they
Bye.
just so excited. Hopefully she heard you before she got off, Karen. They just get so excited. Now with Scentsy, that passion is real and that excitement is real. Just don't overshare, okay? Because that's the worst
I've
thing
learned.
you can do. Yes. So make them want more. So like one thing I do is if I'm telling Cindy, if I'm trying to recruit you and you just sit there like, and you don't ask any questions, I stop.
Yeah.
So it might be, I might say, Cindy, I think you'd be really great at it. You love Scentsy. You buy a lot of it. And I have a kit to give away. And I would love to offer it to you first because I have a list, right? And I would love to offer you. There's no catch to it. You have to sell 200 in 1 month, once a year to just keep your account active. Although I think you're going to rock it and do way more than that. Let me know if you're interested. If Cindy's like, yeah, okay, I'll let you know. I'm not going to go, oh, but you should do it because it's going to be extra money. Or, the more you just ingrain it, have that passion. They're going to feel that. They're going to see that, but also know when to stop because you're going to get your type A personalities or your overthinkers that you just drown out by, oh my gosh, like this is way too much. Like the girl, whenever I was recruiting her in Idaho, we were in the back seat. She was taking us to the airport. So it was the last day we were there. And she asked me about, I said, I've got something for you. I got a gift for you. Thanks for picking this up. She's like, oh, what's that? So I said, Scent Circle. She said, oh my gosh. That's when she was like, I love Scentsy. So she put it up there and I was like, oh, nice. I said, that's awesome. I said, we were just here for a big Scentsy retreat. And she said, oh, that's so cool. And she's like, so you like, what do you do? And I said, no, like Scentsy's our main gig. That's what we do. And she's like, well, that's cool. And I said, well, I can tell you're thinking like, do you want to just join my team? I was just blunt with her. And she was like, well, what does it entail? So I was like, well, I'm actually putting in an order when I get back. So I'll gift you the kit if you want a kit to just try it out. I said, no strings attached, but I said, what do you do? And she said, I'm a dental hygienist. And I said, perfect. I said, you can put it up in the office. And she's like, I think all the girls would really love it. And I said, plus your Uber driver, so you could put samples back here with some showcase brochures and catalogs. And I said, I think you do great. I could see her wheels were turning. And I didn't want to interrupt the wheels turning. So I just sat back there for a minute and she was like, I think I'm going to join. It's perfect. I didn't tell her any more unless she asked because I didn't want to like overwhelm her and then her decide not to. So she was like, I'm going to join. I said, awesome. Well, when we stop up here at the airport, just give me your information. And she was like, awesome. So she didn't ask like what the minimums were. She didn't ask about a website. She didn't ask what came in the starter kit. She didn't ask any of that, but she joined the next day. Right. And so as she's joining, I'm like, what questions do you have? So then she was like, I don't know. Where do I start? And I was like, well, I'm going to help you with your first party order. I just shared some stuff with her, but I didn't overwhelm her with 20 million things before she joined, right? She was excited to join. I could tell she was one of those that didn't need to know all the details. She wasn't a thinker type person who had to think through every scenario. So read your audience too, because everyone's so different. I'm one of those that if you get me excited enough, I'll do it. Right. But then there's other people like I can tell Jocelyn probably is more of a thinker. And she's going to probably need to know a little bit more of the deets before she does something. I would say, Jocelyn, is that right? So you wouldn't just get excited for something to join?
Right. Yeah. I'm very type A, extremely.
Yeah.
It's, bad.
So if I was trying to recruit you, you already joined, obviously, thank you. But if I was trying to recruit you and I just started saying, Jocelyn, it's this much a month and blah, 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 and I was excited and passionate, would that to some extent turn you off, or how would you like that fed to you, like in doses, or because you think about everything more than like say I would?
Yeah. I definitely would much rather it be an overthinker. I want to hear less because I do overthink. So definitely doses, and I'm also an accountant, so numbers. I think in numbers. So tell me numbers, and that helps me.
Interesting.
Type A accountant. So just I tell my people, shut up and listen. Listen to what your people are, what they do, what their pain point is, and you'll get that vibe. And so that's like me. I want it in small doses but numbers, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Now, are you an overthinker in your recruiting, or have you gotten better as far as just sharing?
I have learned since 2020. I've learned to not prejudge. Just offer it. Don't prejudge people. If they're going to do it, they're going to do it. I just say, hey, I'm going to present the opportunity to anybody and everybody, and I'm not going to prejudge you. If I think you'll be great, you most likely probably won't be great.
Yeah.
And so, not
If
anymore.
everyone could learn that life lesson, Jocelyn, in everyday life, don't prejudge. People would be, it would be a better place for everything. But
So true.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Jocelyn, because it's so true. I mean, with someone, Cindy and Jocelyn are two different spectrum people. I mean, Cindy's one, I think a little more like me, where you're less of an overthinker, but when recruiting, you can't recruit people all the same, you know, because Jocelyn's one of those, if you do, it's this and this and this and this and this and this, she might be like, nah, I'm checked out. I was checked out 10 questions ago. I was checked out 8 points ago, to whereas Cindy might be like, bring it to me. Give me that more, because I'm not stuck on that first sentence. And so really important to know who you are recruiting.
I want to hear from my perspective. You tell me some information, and then I start calculating in my head. Just tell me little spurts at a time.
I love it. I love it. What recruiting questions do you guys have, or what is something that you maybe struggle with, or maybe something that you? Oh yes, Rachel.
I just wanted to make sure I knew when to unmute myself because she's being loud. Low power mode. I'm on my phone. Okay, so I guess really what I had a question for was, how do you, especially if they've said no, or you're afraid to say no, and you continue to go, maybe you try it again, like you go back, be like, okay, hey, you're asking them for a second or third time. How do you go about it without running them off? I guess because I've had a customer, she was doing my hair and she's like, yeah, I really like that you don't like just shove it on me, and that you're not like always in my business or in my messages being like, join my team, join my team, join my team. I told her, like, I've been in a situation like that where people were like always like, I guess, coming at me, and I would be like, no, like, I don't want it. And so then I would kind of like separate myself completely from them because I didn't want, I guess I just didn't want them to continue to bother me. But what's funny is that Cindy, she's my mother-in-law, and every time I'd come to the house to visit with Corey, she's like, you ever thought about joining Scentsy? And I'm like, no. But then eventually I got to where I was like, I am buying so much from her. Why do I not buy from myself? And so like that was okay, like with me. But like I said, I've had that customer that's like, yeah, I like that you don't constantly ask, I guess, or I don't know. I guess I just don't want to. I'm afraid of running somebody off because I would be too much, I guess.
Let me tell you this: if you're afraid that you would be like that, you're not one of those people. Okay. The people that run people off don't think like that, right? Okay. They're typically, in most aspects of their life, they're a little bit pushy. If you are sincere about what you do and you're sincerely offering an opportunity, not a burden, but just a blessing, you will not come off as bothering. I promise you. So what I would do if it's a customer that has said that to me, which I'm pretty sure the girl in Hawaii has said that to me before. I forgot about it. It's like in one ear, out the other. No. But one good way to bring it up to someone who you think would be great is just by saying, hey, I know that you have said in the past, you probably wouldn't want to do something like Scentsy or direct sales, but I have an opportunity, and I have a discounted kit that I'm going to be giving away later this month. And I just keep thinking, who loves Scentsy the most? And your name keeps coming to my head. Now you don't have to take it. I can offer it to someone else. But I really just think it'd be a blessing for you to put samples up here at work, and you could put your warmer and hand out catalogs. I think get her thinking up the possibilities as far as, it's not something like makeup or like a health thing. You can literally put samples up here at your work while you're doing people's hair. They can sniff your testers. I just think that your opportunity for it would be really big. So just think about it. Something like that. You're not saying you have to join my team and join right now. I've got a discounted kit and you have to do this. Come on. Like, that's pushy. But if you're someone that's afraid of being pushy, you're probably on that slope of not being pushy at all. And you're probably not offering the opportunity enough, because in your mind, you think you're bothering people. So that's something you have to retrain yourself. If Scentsy's been a blessing, then bless others and use those terms. So what's your hairdresser's name?
Her name's Mally.
Now, have you ever mentioned the opportunity to her and she said no?
I guess not.
Yeah. So do it. So if she's come to your heart, then next time, or maybe you send her a text, or I can help you with a text if you want. Either way, but it can be something like, hey, you said Mallory?
Mally.
Mally. Okay.
Yeah.
I would just say, hey, Mally, and I don't know if you're putting any party orders soon, or whatnot, Rachel, but I would get enough orders to put in. I would say, hey, Mally, I'm putting in an order later this month or later this week, and I have a discounted, possibly free Scentsy starter kit. And I just keep thinking about who could use this blessing and who, this could be a big opportunity for. And you keep coming to my heart. Let me know if you're interested at all. If not, not a big deal. I just think that you would be really incredible. And you could put testers up at your work and catalogs. And you already have a lot of people that come in and out. So, just let me know if you're interested. Something like that. She's going to be complimented by that. Because first off, you told her why she was going to be good, right? You told her, let me know if you're interested. If not, that's okay, right? You told her that you think it could be a blessing for her. So things like that, people aren't going to be, they're not going to shun you for that. Now, this one girl back in the day, she used to do this company that rhymes with Barbon. And she had me try some soaps and face stuff. And I kid you not, it was back when people had home phones and caller IDs back then. She called me, and I think it was like 10 times in 2 days. And I finally just started avoiding her because she was so pushy. And her voicemails were like, hey, I was just seeing if you want to buy that whole kit. It's going to be $400, blah, blah, blah. And hey, I think you should just buy it, And at this point, you just need to join my team because, if you're going to buy that, you might as well spend an extra $200 and just join. And like all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she doesn't even know if I like it or not. That
I think that's Arbonne training because I have a lady that's currently doing that to me.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Okay, Rachel, that's pushy, right? You're not that kind of person. You will never come across as that type of person, but you're going to hold yourself back if you keep that in your head and you think you're burdening people by offering the Scentsy blessing, because we're totally different from those companies. And I mean that sincerely. We're so different from Lula Rowe, from Herbalife, from Arbonne. You can't even compare our companies.
I had a bad experience with Mary Kay too, like the director or whatever. She was like constantly messaging me, and I was like, whoa, lady, like I literally just got this kit, my cousin signed up, and I was like, I'll sign up too. And, if I don't like it, then, whatever, I guess it's like free makeup and stuff. But anyway, this lady kept just messaging me constantly and was like, have you done this yet? Have you done that yet? I'm like, whoa, this is not me it at my speed that I want to do. So it really did. It ran me off because she was so like at my throat all the time.
And you're not like that. Are you that kind of a person in your everyday life?
No.
Okay, then throw that out the window and just start offering that blessing to people, and do it sincerely in your own personality. Don't be pushy. But what I would do if I were you guys and you really want to amp up your recruiting, I would set a goal to close a party every week. Every week, close a party. Now, when you get up to 200, right, that's a $39 kit. Find someone to buy that kit before you close it. So all week when I have a party open, so I have a party I'm closing tomorrow, and I've already messaged like 5 people tonight. Hopefully one of them bites because I want to give it to someone. I don't care if I lose the host rewards for it. I'm getting a recruit. So, but every time I close a party, my goal is for at least a couple days, get someone to take that kit. All right. And I make it sound exclusive. So I might be like, hey, it is exclusive, really. Hey, I have a free Scentsy kit to give away, and I'm offering it to you first because I think that you would be incredible at it. And I know you talked about needing a girls' night or a hobby on the side. So let me know if you're interested by tomorrow morning, because I really need to get this entered. And if you don't want it all, I'll try to find someone as amazing as you, right? So I'm complimenting her. I want her on my team. So every time I close out a party, I try to give it away first. I don't give the whole PRV away. It's not their PRV. They didn't earn it.
Yeah.
That's just my personal philosophy. But I do give away free kits because I don't need any more free Scentsy. I don't need free credit, right? Rachel, that help?
Hi, Everly.
Does. Sorry. You kind of made me think of another question really quick of, I guess I don't realize that how to close a party to get the kit to give to somebody, but also like keep the I guess, other rewards is what I'm trying to say?
So what you have to do, you have to, when you find a recruit, so right now the party that I'm closing tomorrow, I'm the host for it. So if you decide you want to join my team, I would go in there and edit the host information and put all of your information. And then after the host, it says shipping. I always just click on one-time shipping and put my address down there just to make sure the party all comes to me, right? It should anyways. I just always do that just because I'm kind of anal about it. So I would change your information, Rachel, to the host, right? And then underneath the host, it says shipping. I would change, I would click on one-time shipping and put all my information for shipping. Then I would go to all the carts. I would go to the host credit. Okay. So I think this party's at like 550, 560 PRV. So that's like, I want to say like $80 in credit. So what I will do under the host cart, after you're my host, I have to have your email and your name and your phone number. I don't even think I have to have your address. Yeah. And then underneath my host credit, I'm going to click on host credit, right? And I'm going to type in host exclusive. Or you can just type in kit. It'll pop up. And I'm going to click on host exclusive starter kit. As soon as I click on that, Rachel, it's going to shoot you an email saying join my team. Right. And then I'm going to say, hey, Rachel, you got an email. You have 48 hours to fill it out. And then the link expires. Here's your free kit. Let me know as soon as you filled it out. And then I can close this party. So Rachel, once you fill all that out, I'm going to log back in. You're going to text me and say, hey, I did it. I'm going to log back in. I'm going to go to that party, and above the host credit and host half price, it'll have, congrats on your new recruit. Would you like to flip your PRV to her? Yes or no? That's also how I know that you actually did fill out all of your information on your side, right? Once you've done that, I can then close the party. So I can go to the end, put credit cards in, close out my party. As soon as I close that party, Rachel, you're going to get an email saying, congratulations, you're official, and you're going to get your ID.
Okay, cool. I guess I didn't realize that you could keep your PRV and that it wouldn't go directly to them. So that is super helpful.
Yes. And everything comes to you. So if you use the host half price items, if you have any overage credit, all that host credit, all that half price item, all ships with the party to you.
Okay, cool. That helps a lot. Like I said, I didn't realize that you could, because I was thinking, well, if I sign them up for it, then I'm, closing out some other orders. Like when I close the party, then would they get the stuff? I'm like, well, I mean, I guess I could afford to do that, But so thank you. That really helps.
Now the other question I get too, if you guys are wanting to flip people, which, like I said, set a goal for one party a week and gifting that to someone, right? The other thing you can do too is say, Rachel, you collected all the orders, right? I'm like, Rachel, you did all the work. Your party's, $600. You should join. You did all the work. I'll flip you the PRV. So do everything like I just did, right? I'm going to put host. I'm going to fill out all your information. You can also click one-time shipping and put your information, right? Go to the carts. I can flip the PRV to you, Rachel. I'll click yes, because you did collect all of them. But by me putting one-time shipping to me, even if I flip that PRV, the order's coming to me. And that way I can say, hey, when it comes in, come over to my house. I'm going to show you how to sort it. We'll package it together, and I'll help you put labels on it, right? Mm-hmm. So you can still flip PRV, right? But just make sure on the one-time shipping, you put your information.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does everyone get that?
Yes, I've done that once before with my recruit, Morgan. Her kit did come to my house, which usually I like to do that to put like on it and, add extra stuff in there. So,
Yay. All right. What other, Rachel, those are good questions. What other questions you guys have? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think, do you have a question, Miss Pris?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You are so cute.
Yeah. What question do you have?
And she knows it.
You're being silly.
She's like, if I keep looking cute, I won't have to go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Kyra, is it Kira? Kira or Kyra? She's saying she's confused. What are you confused about?
Yes.
The kit or the?
Unmute if you can, Kira. Hey.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry. Yeah, it's Kira. I guess I'm just confused on the whole thing. I'm popping over to a party that I have open right now on my workstation, and How am I supposed to search for this? I'm just confused entirely on what you guys are talking about.
So whenever you are putting in a party order, you actually, so if when you're putting in a party order, you can actually get a discounted starter kit with your
Yes.
host credit, right? So say you have a party order open, okay, and say it's for Cindy Walker. That's your hostess name, okay? So you have all of Cindy Walker's name, and then you talk to her, and you're like, okay, Cindy, if you just join my team, your party's at 200. So your starter kit is discounted for $39 if you want to join my team. Okay, so then you would go back into that party order, right? You already have all of her information as host. You have her email. That needs to be correct, her email. And then you go to the host cart. Now you add your host kit that Cindy wants for discounted underneath your host credit. It's going to absorb all your host credit. And now host exclusive kits start out at $59. So you have $20, or say you have $21 in host credit. So do the 59 minus the host credit, and it'll do all this for you. It'll like show up for you. But so her starter kit is $38, right? So you add that starter kit. It's going to shoot her an email that says you need to fill all this out. So you're a Scentsy consultant. She's going to have 48 hours to fill all that out. Once she does, you can close that party, and then she becomes official consultant.
I see. Okay. See, I wasn't understanding how to search for it. I see now that it says the host exclusive starter kit, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, because you're in your order right now.
Yeah.
Yep. So when you send that out and you add it, they have 48 hours before that link expires. So make sure their email is correct underneath the host information, because it's going to go to that email. If that link expires, you can always X out of it and re-add a link. Sometimes it gets tricky sending two to the same email. So sometimes you have to call consultant support. But I would say, Kiera, anytime you're closing out a party, find someone, especially if your party's 500 or more, that's a free kit, right? I've even had to where someone else hosted, right? But I had someone that wanted to join, and this may be bad ethics wise, but I switched the host to this girl to get her a free kit, because this girl had stuff I had in stock, or that she wanted with her host credit. She wanted the glisten warmer and one of the night lights and something else. I was like,
I do that too.
I said, I have all three of those warmers. So then I was like, well, since that's what she wants with her host credit, and she had like $80 in host credit, then I'm going to find a recruit to take this on. And I mean, so you can do all that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. You are your own business. That host is going to have no clue. They want all their free stuff. They want, and you have to ethically make sure they get all the stuff that they're due. But you can finagle stuff like that to get recruits.
Now, can I ask you, does the host exclusive starter kit come with less than the initial?
Yep.
Okay, so then is it better to get the big box or the host
if they
exclusive?
can afford it? If they can, so the host exclusive, it's about $150 worth of stuff.
Right.
For free, or up to 59, right? And the $99 kit is closer to 400. So it's exponentially a lot more stuff. But if you have someone that's on the fence, or someone like, Rachel's hairdresser, who maybe just needs that nudge that, hey, I can get you a kit for $39, your own business for $39 or free, or, whatever. So, it just kind of depends on the situation. $99 for everyone. They can't, not everyone's going to be able to afford it. Plus, for me, it gives me an excuse to reach out. Once I've explained what's in it, once they say, oh, I want to join, I'll say, okay, well, this is all that you get in your kit. It's worth $150, and you're getting it for free. Now, I do want to let you know, you can pay $99 and you get all this for free. But I usually don't mention that until after they've said, oh, I want to join.
Right. Now, I have two ladies that, one I'm going to meet with tomorrow night, and I'm going to sign her up tomorrow night. And then I have another that lives up in Payson. She says she never sees anybody up there with any Scentsy, so she's completely interested.
Awesome.
She's going to sign up this weekend. But I have another friend. She doesn't have really an income, and I feel like I haven't gotten any answers from her at all this week, which could be due to medical things, but I'm thinking I might be able to swing it a little bit easier if I got it to her for discounted, or you said even free?
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
So at a
Yeah.
$500 party, your starter kit's completely for free.
At how much?
500 PRV.
Okay, now I have my launch party that I still I haven't closed it yet because I'm waiting for Friday to be able to pay for it.
Yeah.
But I want to know, I don't know how to make the best bang for my buck, I guess,
So how much
as a consultant.
how much is your starter kit up to?
I what do you so I have 714 PRV right now.
Wow.
That's
So, yeah.
awesome.
So you could give a free kit with that. So if you, and that's the thing too, you don't want to just, when you're just starting out, like, you said you are, obviously you need to stock up on stuff too. So,
Right. I've been doing this for 3 weeks.
yes. So, for you, that's like $90 in free credit. That could go a long ways, right? With your host credit, you could buy a lot of stuff. So what you can do is you can say you have a discounted kit for 39. So they're investing a little bit. And that host exclusive, as soon as you add it, it's going to absorb not all your host credit. It's not going to absorb any of your half price items. But by them still paying 39, that's going towards free stuff that you can still get.
Right.
That makes sense. So that's
Yeah.
kind of at your discretion. You're your own business owner. I think sometimes it's good for people to have a little bit of investment into something.
That's fair.
But I also know that some people truly don't have a lot to get started, and sometimes
Right.
people do the best. So that's kind of your own judgment. If it were me and I knew someone that I think that would do really well, and I just said, listen, I only have one of these to give away. I have 4 people that want to join. Is this something that you really want to do? And if she's like,
Mhm.
oh my gosh,
Right.
yes, like you would gift that to me for $29 or 39 or free or whatever you want to label that. Yeah, then it would be worth it to me to do that.
Mhm.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I totally lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. I
No, you're
will come back.
good. You have a
Come back
lot of
to me, I
prospects,
guess.
girl. Congrats.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah, and what's funny is I actually joined under Desiree, and she was about to, I guess she was about to get canceled. I'm not really sure what that means. I guess inactive for too long. And I got her promoted, so that's pretty exciting.
Okay, so see, you're that one that we all want to recruit. So
Right.
make us
Right.
proud.
Absolutely.
Get 20 recruits on your team and promote to director. I've seen people do it. I mean, we're coming up on the holiday season. I've seen
Right.
people promote to director in 4 or 5 months, and you all heard what
Mhm.
director paychecks are.
Yeah.
But it's all about recruiting. It is not about sales. You have to at least sell
Yeah.
500 a month. Granted, if you want the bigger paychecks at the beginning, obviously the more you sell, that's instant cash, right? So there is a
Mhm.
balance. My rule of thumb was 2, 2, and 2, 2 parties a month, 2 recruits a month, and 2,000 a month. And I lived by that for my first probably 5 years of Scentsy. Now, the only area that I allowed myself to slack in was the 2,000 a month, and that was because I was recruiting. And
Right.
so, but I would say like hit it hard. Like when you have this momentum, get everyone that you can to join, build your team up. If you the sweet spot is typically around 30 people in the fall, and then
I'm gonna turn on my video. I look atrocious. Atrocious,
girl.
but
Hey, I actually showered today. That's for you guys. You do not look
Thank you.
atrocious. You're welcome. You do not look atrocious. But
Thank you.
as you're new, like hit it hard. Like use that momentum that you've got. Get everyone to join. Use the discounted kits if you need to like push someone over the edge to
Mhm.
get to join your
Right.
team. So you've
Okay.
got this, girl. I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I just can't figure out whether it's more important for me right now to, because like on Friday, my husband's getting a paycheck and I'm really looking forward to taking some more steps, but I'm not sure if I want to go into the consultant store and buy like a bunch of scratch and sniff, or if I want to get wax because we're going into cold season, or
I
if
would
I need
say
to buy product for me on hand, or
I
I
would
don't know.
say you don't need product on hand. People can wait.
Okay.
So I would say the only product I would invest in is things you can make samples with.
Okay.
I stock up a lot on scent circles, just because like I'll do like if I have a half price item that I'm not using or don't need, I do scent circles every time, just because I mean I can get 6 scent circles for $7.50, so it's cheap.
Right.
it's $1.20 each or something. So it's an investment, but I write it off on my taxes every time I make samples or hand stuff out. So I'm not really out any money because I count that as non-income. So I would say stock up on stuff that's going to make you more money. And I would say with Christmas approaching, and maybe add a 6-pack of bars with half price items on every party you do from here to Christmas. But certainly don't go out and buy $200 worth of stock you don't need, right?
No.
Right.
If there's a
No, but
product,
I have an opportunity with a baby, it's called Baby Bargains in Mesa. They're actually willing, the owner is really cool. She said she's let somebody before put her Scentsy products there.
Yeah.
But that nothing happened from it. But I'm not really worried about that. I'm kind of excited for doing like little samples and like attaching it to a little card or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's such a big opportunity.
Yeah.
Especially like you said in the holidays. Like this is the best time.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
What were you going to say, Cynthia? Or not
sorry.
Cynthia, Crystal.
That was Crystal.
Crystal, what were you going to add to
I was
her?
wondering about that because I've been going to a lot of places and talking with a lot of people and that have their own businesses, but I wasn't sure if we could leave, like I have a bunch of products, if I could just set a table up. My neighbor, she has a salon, and so she said, I have a table for you, just bring your stuff. And I was like, I don't know if I can do that. Well, samples I can because they're free, but then my products, I mean, I don't want to just give that away.
Yeah. So you can't set up in retail establishments.
Right.
Permanent retail establishments. So that's why craft shows and stuff like that, they're typically put on by a third party, and they're temporary situations. You couldn't go sell stock at a hair salon unless say they were doing like Kip's cancer vendor event at a hair salon.
Okay.
Right? It's not by a third vendor at a retail store. You could totally do a booth for the day. You can't go to your friend's booth and set up stock and sell, and they can't walk out of the store with it, that kind of thing. So what I've done, because I have a nail place here and a tan and tone, and I've done my sister-in-law's hair salon, what I do is I give her a basket full of samples. I do showcase brochures. I don't do catalogs because they're too expensive. I'll let them do the warmer, and I'll bring them a new bar every month, and I'll set up a door prize box. Right? Scentsy has, this is one thing I would buy from the Scentsy store: door prize box and door prize slips.
What is that?
Yes.
So underneath the Scentsy Success store, it's like our business store. You can actually add it to your party. If you type in door prize slips or drawing boxes, you should be able to add that to a party. And they're really cute. They look like Scentsy. They're little boxes. There's little slips that say your name, information, interested in having a party, yes, no, maybe, interested in joining, yes, no, maybe, interested in hosting a party, yes, no, maybe. So I'll leave that up there, and I'll go check the slips every week or every other week, depending on how far the location is. Right?
What are they called again?
Door price slips. And you might have to look underneath the store for the actual official name. But so like go under order and then type on Scentsy Success and then search for door prize box. And
I think they say drawing
slip.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I would put that in a business, and I would put those in as many businesses as you can with samples.
Oh, okay.
That kind of thing. And then just tell whoever's in charge. Like if Susan is in charge, and say, Susan, you're in charge of this. So get all your friends to fill this out. If you get at least 15 names and information in the door prize box, I'll give you a free room spray. But I highlighted all the information on there, so they have to be complete to count. Okay. So highlight name, address, phone number, interested in hosting, joining it, all that stuff. So if you get at least 15 of these completely filled out, you get a free room spray. Well, what's Susan going to do? She's going to be like, dude, fill the whole thing out, and then you're going to get it. You're going to read it all. You're going to get hostesses. You're going to get new customers. You're going to text them all and say, thank you for filling it out. You weren't the grand prize winner, but you did get a scent circle. And oh my gosh, by the way, I saw that you want to host a party. I would love to meet with you and talk about it and give you your free scent circle. So that kind of thing can open up a lot of opportunities. So that's what I would do.
There's actually one thing. Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm cutting anybody off. There's one thing I wanted to ask about that I haven't found a lot of information on. I've been wanting to do more of like a fundraiser. One of the girls that's interested in joining under me that I'm actually meeting with tomorrow, she's super serious about it. she said that she's had a lot of luck with like animal shelters and fundraisers for animal shelters, because I had mentioned wanting to do like a buddy drive, and she said, you know, that's a great idea, but honestly, shelters don't get a whole lot of I don't know, clout, if you will.
Attention.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just helping you out. They don't get a lot of attention normally. I didn't know if attention was the word you were looking for.
I am so sorry. I think my video just messed up. I couldn't.
I think it was her internet.
I think
Yeah.
it's her signal.
Bad sig.
She lives out in the country.
Yep. But
Really?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I'm gonna send you, Rachel. I'm gonna send you a little video I did all about fundraising, because it is awesome. And if she's wanting to do fundraiser for like an organization or an individual or things like that, this explains all of it to a T.
Okay.
And Scentsy can be her way to help an organization like that, because you're
Okay.
independent. You can do a fundraiser for one person or a group or whomever you want. You just make that deal with them, and then you donate part of your commission. And with fundraisers like that, you're gaining customers, probably recruits, hostesses, things like that. Not necessarily instant cash, because you're donating part of your commission, but
Right.
it's a good way to like broaden your contacts for sure.
Right.
And incentive points.
Yes, and incentive.
Yes.
So I actually just stopped working at the hospital. I was a monitor tech. And so I'm just in like stay-at-home mom mode.
Yeah.
And so honestly, I don't really even mind if I'm not really getting a profit from it right now. I just want to be able to
Build it
get
up.
paid and put it right back in. So
Yep.
that's kind of where I'm at right now.
I'm excited. All right. Well, I know it's almost 10. My son, who is 10, who should have been asleep, is texting me. Let me show you let me show you this. This is what he does. You see that? Mom, 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 mom.
That's hilarious.
Come tuck me in. Mom, 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 mom. He's so annoying. I love him now. But there's some rock stars on here, and I am so excited. I mean, I know with Rachel and Crystal and Kira, girl, you're going to go recruit everyone tomorrow. And Nancy, and I know Candy and Cindy. Cindy just promoted, by the way.
What?
Congrats, girlfriend. And I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot.
While.
Yeah, but there's going to be a lot more. I have a feeling this call is going to be pretty incredible. So I appreciate Nancy letting me come on and chat with you guys. Nancy's like probably, if not the most, she's the most special probably downline that I have of all of them. Just because if it weren't for her, I don't think I would have realized that I can be a complete screw up at a party and still get a recruit. So.
And we want Nancy to get the star director. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay. When Nancy promotes, I'm coming over here. We're having a party.
Yes,
I'm coming.
Yes.
I'm coming.
Yes,
Okay. Deal. I just
I
proclaimed it.
know. It's gonna happen.
We're claiming it for you, Nancy.
Oh.
And for the
I
rest of
don't
us.
know if she's on.
She is. I think she's right there. Talk, Nancy. Oh,
Maybe
no,
Nancy, come forward.
we can't hear you. She's saying, I love Jesus and I love you guys. We can't hear you. I'm making it up. Dad gumming, I'm promoting this month. Jack's going to come to Hobart. We're going to have a party. Am I getting this right? Nod.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a great translator.
We're working on it.
Yep. Hey, your team's about to blow up, you guys. I have a feeling with all these new young blood and all these people in here, you guys are just going to go change everything. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
Getting everyone.
Yes.
You were talking about, being just living Scentsy, and that's such basic stuff that we know. Don't be Scentsy naked. And I mean, that's the one thing, like, you just get lax in it. And so just like the other day, I had to run to the hospital for something. And so I just brought them all catalogs and samples. And by the end of the day, I had the Christmas catalog had just came in. And I mean, I had like 3 gnome warmers ordered and a bunch of stuff like that. And I mean, stuff like, if I wouldn't have done that, I could have just ran in and ran out.
Yeah.
And I mean, it took me 2 minutes, and I got like $200 in orders. And then Cindy yesterday, was it yesterday when Facebook was down?
Mm-hmm.
It was.
So, yeah, so Cindy had a genius idea. She was like, I'm going to text everyone, well, since you don't have nothing to do, how about shop my site? My site still works or whatever. So Nancy and I were like, that's a great idea. And so we did that. And I got one lady alone placed like a $200 order just from a text.
That's awesome.
Just from a text.
Jeez.
And then I know. So I just said, if you're missing scrolling, how about scroll my website, check out all the new stuff, And so I had several people that just placed orders yesterday, but the one was $200 just by herself. And
that's awesome.
And then I got several other orders from that, probably another 200. I mean, it was probably a $500 day just from texting.
And
that's awesome.
Just think about that. Like, how powerful was that? You were so intentional for one day, right?
Yeah, for real. For like, I know it took
Aaron.
me 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I texted I don't know how many people.
Just imagine if you did that a couple days a week. I mean, you'd be
for real.
I know Candy can sell like a rock star, but just being intentional with that aspect to the recruiting aspect is the same thing. Now you have all these people that just ordered. So as the products come in, start mentioning joining. Hey, I know you ordered $80. I know you ordered $200. I have a free kit I'm going to give away next week, or a discounted kit. Are you interested? You're the first person. So just planting now those seeds as products come in and you're delivering it, planting that seed with each person. I mean, plant that seed with 10 people, you're going to get a few recruits, and then you're going to have to come to more parties, and then you have to go find other hospitals to go to.
I know. And I forget about the host kits. I forget to do it. And we know that. I'm like, we know that.
Yeah.
We talk about that, and then I just get lax in doing it.
Hey, you know what? I've done the same thing, and I still do. And I probably still will. And it just takes, I think for me, it just takes that adrenaline of going out. Like you went to the hospital, like it just takes me going to practice and just bringing stuff. And like I knew one girl needed to order bars. So I just said, hey, let me just bring a ton of fall bars to practice. This was a couple weeks ago. And I brought like 50 bars and I sold all but 10.
I believe
things like that, like taking, that opportunity chance. But, before I might've been like, hey, yeah, just come by after practice or swing by this week and grab some bars or whatever, or you can come sniff my office. No, I'm going to come to you, girl. I'm going to bring you all my stuff. I'm going to put some extras in there, maybe some fragrance flowers,
Yes.
So it is really just that constant reminder of living, breathing Scentsy every day, every week. If you want this to work, you have to be like that. And then if you want that adrenaline when those exciting moments happen, when you send a text and get a $200 order, use that as fuel and momentum to, okay, what can I do tomorrow to do this, have this same reaction, right? Not just, okay, I'm good for the month then. Or keep that momentum going. So I'm proud of you, Candy.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you, Cindy, for that. Did you have that much like Cindy?
I didn't, but I actually got a lead on a potential recruit. So she's kind of in thinking about it mode. So the one thing for me is that everyone in my department knows I'm a Scentsy addict. And I work in a hospital. I'm in trauma. So I have a warmer in my office, and there's a warmer where the front receptionist is. Last year, all of my providers got fragrance flowers for their Christmas gift, with a little instruction sheet. One of my doctors, one of my guy doctors, he's kind of special. He's like, hey, I don't know how to set this thing up. I'm like, really? You're a trauma surgeon. So I set it up in his office, gave him like a little wooden disc thing to sit it on. And then every time it starts to get low, he's like, hey, you need to remind me, I need to order more. And so this morning he was on call, and I walked in his office and said, man, your office sure smells good. He goes, yeah, do you remember what scent that was? I was like, yes, I do. He's like, well, I need more. I'm like, okay, I'll hook you up. But we just have to make sure that my boss isn't around, because she kind of gets a little bit edgy when everyone starts talking Scentsy.
Like, I don't want to lose Cindy.
My mom works in healthcare, and she ordered a bunch of stuff from Clarence. And so when I go to her house, I see her stash. She's like, those are from my coworkers for Christmas. Don't touch them. I was like, okay, bring my labels next time. And I'm sticking all my labels on there.
I love it.
With the QR code and all that.
Nice.
Yeah. Crystal and Rachel rock. So does Brenda. I'm very blessed to have those girls with me.
Wow. Yeah, they're rock stars for sure.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Dak, thank you so much for taking time for
Yeah,
us.
really.
Hey, you know what? This was fun. And I'm glad, Cindy, I don't get to see your face as much as I should, or Candy, or Nancy, or
I know.
I mean, or just all of you guys. So it's really good. And then I'm so pumped for Kira and Crystal and Rachel.
Yes,
And
you girls are rock stars.
man, I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the next month with just them and you guys. So
Yeah.
keep me in the loop. Always reach
We
out
will.
to me. Rachel, no, it wasn't Rachel. Who was it that wanted the recruiting?
Kira, I think.
I think it was Kira, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Kira.
The Kira?
Yeah,
Okay.
and she wanted the fundraising stuff too.
Yes. Okay. Nancy, if you will help me, I want to send it to you just to make sure, because you probably are Facebook friends. Or who should I send that to? Just to make sure you can get it to her if we're not Facebook friends. Cindy?
Who's downline is she, Desiree?
Here?
Yeah, she's not in mine. I think
Here.
she's in. I don't know who she belongs to. No, Rachel and Crystal and Brenda are mine, but
Okay.
I don't know who
I'll try
Kira
to
is.
Facebook stalk and find her. If someone knows her though, let me know and I'll send it to you and you can forward it to her. So
Okay.
But you guys go get some sleep. I'm gonna go before my son sends me a 50th.
Tell him thanks for sharing you.
I'll tell him that.
Yes.
He's crazy. He's fun. But I
I
love you
love it.
guys. Go get some
Okay,
sleep.
love you guys.
And keep me posted this month.
All
Okay,
right.
thanks you guys
Thanks,
for hopping
girl.
on.
Bye guys.
Bye, guys.